Good evening. Welcome to TeaKettle Topics. We're back with more hot tea for you tonight. I'm your host, Eldridge, with my sister.
I'm Allison. And I'm Bes.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull some things out the tea kettle tonight, but before we do, have a sip and take a seat.
Take a seat. All right, ladies. The tea hot.
I burned my hand on the kettle. I had to put ice in that sucker tonight because I was freezing.
It's still kind of warm. So
I just took it off the stove.
Oh, all right.
I just took it off a half hour ago.
Who's getting some tea first tonight, ladies?
We're going to let this go because my hands are still sore.
All right, careful.
Just see that blister right there?
Ooh, look at that.
Look. Oh, she ain't playing. I really have a blister. That tea was hot.
Ooh.
I have a serious one. Yes. And you better be careful. You don't have no gloves on. The tea didn't take stuff off the stove without no mitts.
Oh Lord, this is a long one. I can feel it.
You can feel it?
It's long. Oh Lord. All right, let me get another one.
Here, give me that one, girl.
Let me see. It says, why is there an obsession of surveillance of, okay. Let me read this one. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Okay. Incident. Celine Dion, 51, recently became the latest spokesperson for Oreo Paris. Admits she's dropped a few pounds, but adds that she is healthy. Oh, we did this.
Did we do that one on
We
the
did this one
body?
already.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, she healthy. Good.
All right,
We got
here we go.
another one. Hey. I'm telling you, I just dropped it because it was hot.
Look, I'm still working on it, but good for you, Celine.
Good for you. Hey. I heard that.
It'll come together one day. Okay, so being single, are you ready to be cuffed? Ooh, and it is cuffing season.
Oh, yeah, because it's like the time when everybody get ready to hibernate.
I
come
know
off
this
the
is getting
street.
cold.
They get in their hot girl summers.
Exactly. Hot girl summer looking a little cold for me.
Right. I'm just ready to sip on this, y'all. Okay, you ready to become? No.
Yes.
Not me, honey. I don't see no grass under these feet.
Oh man. I was a police officer for Halloween, so I brought the cuffs.
Okay. You brought the cuffs. What about you?
Perhaps on a schedule.
Tell us more. What that mean?
And whoops.
Ooh, well, I think we need to pull something else because you gonna burn more than your
telling
hand.
The tea.
She's
telling it.
My own tea.
Yeah.
Wait,
All right.
Okay, I gotta take something out of here. All right, here we go, y'all. It's always scary when I pull tea. It always is. Okay. Oh. You may love it, you may hate it, but a smear of mayonnaise before cooking makes beef, pork, chicken, and fish better as if by magic, says J. Kenji Lopez Alt. So, question: mayonnaise a miracle whip?
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
That Miracle Whip is too sweet.
You didn't see Undercover Brother?
Oh, well, hold on. There's just
Right.
Wait, so you all about the Miracle Whip and you all about some mayonnaise? I'll take them both.
Oh, look
It
at
depends on what I'm making.
Okay.
It depends on what it is. If it's a sandwich, if I'm making a salad, what kind of sandwich. So I'll do both.
I think Miracle Whip is too flavorful. It's a lot of flavor, and it tastes almost like it makes my jaw. You know when you eat sour, but it makes my jaw just like clench up.
Yeah,
I like mayonnaise. It's subtle. It don't do too much. Just unbothered.
So you don't like the tangy whip?
And she don't like the taste of the tangy whip. I'm gonna pass on that because I will have to be hurting somebody because I'm all about that mustard.
Oh.
Yes. Grey Poupon, please. I'm getting this together. Like, I'll do Miracle Whip. I'll do mayonnaise either. If I have some potato salad, yeah, there you go. You can have it. I don't need to cook for you. If I have some potato salad, it's gotta have Miracle Whip in it. I can't do mayonnaise. I don't do sandwiches with mayonnaise on it.
Potato salad or coleslaw.
And it's gonna have mustard and mostly.
I'll make a Miracle Whip.
Okay, girl, please, yeah. And I don't want a whole bunch of my coleslaw. I don't want it. One time I went to this lady's house and she made coleslaw. I was like, could you put a little cabbage with the mayonnaise?
Oh, yeah, that's too much.
I couldn't even eat it. So anyway, that's why I carry hot sauce in my purse. The antidote. But he had.
It says, which disgusts you most? A person who can't clean or can't cook?
Ooh.
Definitely somebody who can't clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. All I can say is ugh.
If you can't cook, that's okay.
Yeah, but you can have clean dishes.
Right.
Even if you got bad food, you supposed to have clean
And
dishes.
even if the food good, if we eating somewhere that's nasty, I'm not eating.
Yeah,
I hate
tell me
eating.
about
Right.
it. Yeah.
So definitely somebody that can't clean, that's just.
So where that question came from, it was in old one of those groups where you have old school or new school or whatever, and it was saying it had the word woman in front of it, and I took the word woman out because,
Of course.
yeah, because I was like, you know, I can do other things, and cooking, I don't feel like cooking.
And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
One of the dating questions, we talked about this way back when we talked about dating issues or whatever. And one of the questions I always ask when I'm talking to somebody is like, what do you feel like a woman's role is? What would a woman's role? If your answer is, well, to cook and to clean and, oh, well, you looking for
And you live by yourself and you don't do that? You don't clean and you live by yourself?
Exactly.
Excuse me.
I serve greater purposes than to cook you some food and to clean your dirty house.
Watch yourself. You better not be telling me you're going to your mama's house every day. Ooh, red flag.
Seriously.
Oh, Lord.
You need to know how to meet me.
But that was another whole thing that I had a sidebar here. I'm going to the right, y'all, okay? Because I was, left, and I'm going to the right. I was reading an article in USA Today yesterday, and it was about how these kids are expected to be on their own or financially able to figure out life and go out on their own at 22. Why do parents let them move back home? Never gonna learn independence if you leave and then you always have an open door. Listen, my mother was like, bye. I taught you everything you need to know. You know how to work. You know how to go to school. Go. Do it.
That's kind of a double-edged sword.
Tell me about it.
Because, I don't have any children, but I could say, me thinking, I've been on my own since I was 17.
What the hell?
I moved out when I was 17, but looking back now and knowing what I know now, at 18, I was not properly prepared to be on my own.
Why do you say that?
Because I didn't know nothing. I ain't learned about credit until, just a few years ago.
Yeah, but the credit, you don't learn about credit. You don't learn about financial literacy, which we'll probably have to have a discussion about that. Mm-hmm. You don't learn about financial literacy in school. People don't even know what it is to balance a checkbook.
No.
Which is a shame.
Never even had a checkbook.
Well, one is the loneliest number and you're not alone, so you're good. What you saying?
I don't understand why they don't teach basic life skills in high school. Things that you need in the real world. That should be a course that you have to take. How to balance a checkbook.
Right.
How to do your damn laundry.
Okay.
That shouldn't be an optional course of, home ecs for girls. That should be something that is taught. Those are basic life skills. How to, clean your bathroom, how to cook a meal, and how to wash the laundry, and how to be a grown-up.
Yeah, I think every guy should have homemaking. The first class that they should have is it should be, and I just thought of something, have how you have a bathroom lab set up and their job is to clean the toilet. Have let the guys use the bathroom all day,
right?
And then the guys at home making your job to clean the toilet. That'd be a whole nother life.
Right. But you aim a lot more carefully then, huh?
The aim would help.
Exactly. But also, if we talk about, women not strictly being just to the kitchen, assigned to the kitchen and doing the cooking and the cleaning, we also have to talk about the fact that men aren't just there to take out the trash,
right?
Do the heavy lifting,
right?
We got to be. Even though I don't want to do those things, see,
it's
a double standard.
I want to do those things. I want to cut the grass while he's making dinner. Like that's how I want it. Like, yeah, I'll totally take the opposite.
And I do like cutting the hedges. It's something about when you do but I like doing the things together. So maybe I'm mowing and my husband like me mowing the grass, but maybe I'm cutting the bushes or planting flowers, and all edging with the edger or weed whacker or whatever, and you up on the roof because I damn sure ain't going up there. You keep all that. You ain't never had no argument out of me. But that's the thing, and then you come in together, and if it's a dish that he makes better than me, I would rather he cook it anyway, And then you in half the time, you finish twice the chores. See, people got to learn how to collaborate and teamwork. Just like you on your job, you know. You don't expect to be the accountant, the person who's in operation, and then you the person in HR.
Right, right. You gotta do everything as teamwork.
Everybody got to roll. How about we pull some more tea and see what else we got? Your turn. Somebody, it's your turn. Yeah, girl. Is it cooling off at all?
You know,
a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay,
a
good.
little bit. You know,
Good.
I have to see, because sometimes
You just never know. Yeah. I was like, what the heck?
Okay. So in lieu of Halloween, incident. Every October, without fail, there are Halloween costumes that offend and shock the public.
Yeah.
Remember,
Wait, do we? Kim Kardashian?
yes.
Okay, that one.
Okay,
We
read
those out.
Somebody ain't
Clean out the tea. There you go.
I blame Dartania because she ain't here.
Yeah, that's what it is. We don't hate Dartania. We can blame you because you ain't here. Yeah, we love you.
We love you, sister. Okay. She living her best life. She didn't take us. I thought I should mention that.
Pass the cup. Pass the cup.
Okay, so we talked about this.
Okay, then well, let me shake this up because obviously
Just pour it all out here.
Sure, you didn't heat
All
it up.
this tea. Let's make sure
Throw
we
that out. There you go.
let's make sure we throw out this tea.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
Okay.
all that. There you go.
Oh, this is a good one.
Ooh.
Okay, speaking of love you, sister, what is the importance of sisterhood to you? And what is the importance of sisterhood and women empowerment to you?
Oh. To who? Me or her?
I mean, anybody.
Yeah, what's the importance of sisterhood and female empowerment or women's empowerment to you?
It's about camaraderie. It's about knowing that somebody is there to straighten your crown when it's crooked and not tell everybody about how your crown is crooked.
Or tell you that you got your dresses tucked in the back, you got tissue coming out your
Right.
you got lipstick on your feet.
Yeah.
Right. It's about lifting other women up. So sisterhood is about that camaraderie where you know that you have somebody that's on your team, on your side, that is looking and is happy for your success and your wins, that's not there putting you down because of jealousy or any other reason. It's somebody to elevate you.
Now, it's uncanny that you say that because that's not what all the media images are telling us. You know, if you look at all the images that come back to you, it says everything but female empowerment and camaraderie, because the most popular shows, again, I know I say this every week, but I will keep driving the message because they say you got to hear it over and over and over for it to be ingrained, is that everything that I see is the antithesis of female empowerment, where people are, you know, it's all in the motivation of. So why do you think that is then? We already know it exists, but why do you think that if we're talking about uplifting one another as the means to just empowerment for all of us, why are we not doing that? Why do we always feel like we used to feel when I was early on in my career, one person of color is in the room, the other people feel threatened like it only could be one of you in the room?
That's because people haven't learned the task of shining together.
Okay.
We can shine together. I think everybody's always trying to outdo the other person, or it's a tit for tat thing. You did this, and so I'm gonna do this better, and I'm gonna do. It don't even have to be like that. It's enough money, men, likes, and to go around to everybody.
There's billions of people in the world.
Exactly, and to be in competition with that's just so dumb. And I feel like sisterhood is about uplifting, elevating your sister. All right, Allie, I seen how you did something. You know, that looks pretty. Can you show me how to do that? And Allie shows me. That don't mean I'm coming to try to take, over what she can show me how to do. But how come we both can't know how to do it? You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree.
And I don't think people they haven't mastered that. They ain't ready for that conversation.
It just always slays me though that the emphasis, and I feel like it's a deflection for us to be so caught up in being angry and mad at each other. We don't focus on the real problems like equal pay, like equal status, like, maybe better health care, maybe better benefits all around, so if we continue to deflect and have the infighting, house divided is not going to stand. So if we're not paying attention and the only thing we think about is, you know, nails and hair, and we arguing about who has the best hair and who has the best nails, then the people who are in power, their work is done.
Yep.
Because as long as they can keep you fighting and keep you from tackling the real issues, which Gloria Steinem and, you know, everybody that came before me has and not to say feminist or anything, I'm a womanist, I'm about humanist, if you really will, is capturing the human spirit and helping people be more humane. So the thing about it is that it's so much that's telling us that we shouldn't be nice to us.
Yeah.
What is it that keeps you believing that we are going to be okay? Because it's something about our relationship. We constantly uplift, and that's the purpose of being here, is to really be that role model. But what do you think it is about why we want to be that way?
Because to me, I don't feel good knocking somebody else down. Like when I see my sisters happy, for me, that's happiness for me, because you know what I mean? I guess for me, it's about the whole human experience, not necessarily just our sisterhood or whatever. That I don't take joy out of seeing somebody else's pain. Like, even if it means that, you know, I didn't get something because somebody else did. I mean, I don't enjoy seeing somebody else down. So why would you waste energy making fun of people or putting them down or tearing them apart when it's completely unnecessary? It does nothing. I mean, and I feel like we don't do that because our spirits speak to each other in a way that we know that it doesn't have to be about that. There's not a competition. It doesn't matter that I feel like we would rather be there to hold each other up and know that we constantly have each other's support than, you know, just go through friend after friend after friend, tearing apart, talking them down. We just have a solid base that we know that we can count on each other, because there's no animosity, there's no competition, it's just is what it is. We're just four human beings that connect in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
And for me, it's as simple as that. We are all women. We're all from Chicago.
Yeah, that's the mind blower.
And for me, like,
different decades of life, different generations. Yes. But it's something how when something is right, it just, no matter where you are, to pull you back together, it pulls you where you're supposed to be, because you are supposed to get something from the interactions in your life. And I always like to think that any interaction that you're in is going to leave you better off than before you started it. I mean, who want to be in something that every day you got to struggle?
Exactly. And I guess the biggest reason for me personally, I think for all of us, is I am 100% a believer in them. What you put out is what you get back. So I don't want to put out negative energy, because I don't want that back. So I try my hardest to keep everything as positive as I possibly can, whether it be just my thinking, whether it be my actions, whether it be my interactions. I feel like that's what it is. I mean, if all people acted that way, what a beautiful world we live in.
Yeah. And I don't think people realize being rude and nasty to other people don't make you look any better. And that first weekend we went out and we seen that girl, she was beautiful, like beautiful. We both was like, oh, she was good. The nastiest attitude, I was shocked. Like, why do you have that attitude? You look nice. You know, why can't we congratulate each other? I'm the type to be out and see someone with a nice outfit, like, okay, girl, you looking cute. You know, I would never, she thinks she better than everybody else. No, I'm the type to want to uplift and encourage, because I know it does something to me when a woman comes up to me and says, oh, girl, I like them shoes. I'll be like, oh, girl, I got these for $5. And that's not a whole conversation.
Right, exactly. That's all it takes, instead of looking at the lady. I mean, like that, like going out to, you know, a club or something, instead of being like, she thinks she looks so good in that outfit. If you notice them, like, tell her, you know, like, I think you look good.
Really good.
Right. And sometimes, you know, like when women walk with their head up, you know, there's a difference of confidence. You know, some women just walk with confidence, and when you do that, other women are like, she thinks she's so great. No, she just loves herself. That's it. She doesn't think she's better than you. She just knows how to love herself, and she's not worried about the rest.
You know, it's really deep because I was listening to Joel Osteen. You know I was going to get to that plug. Get behind Joel. I was listening to his wife one morning. No, it was a sermon that he was talking, and he said that his wife told this lady, she did exactly what you said. She saw this lady, and she looks really pretty today. And she just went up to her and said, do you know how beautiful you are? Mm-hmm. And later on, after the service, the lady came and told her, she said, you know, I've been going through a really dark time. And if you ever saw how big their congregation is, it's like thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Mm-hmm. And that's how I believe that the way that the law of attraction works, people talk about the law of attraction, but I've seen it manifest. And what she was saying is that you never know what somebody is going through. And the energy that you put out sometimes can be the difference between someone feeling that they can go on for another hour. We ain't talking about another day, but another hour in life versus deciding that they're going to walk out in traffic or jump off a bridge, because you don't know what people are going through. I once saw a movie with George Clooney, and I forgot who the other people were in it, but I remember if it was Regina Hall, it might have been her. She was the character. He was a person that came to downsize people, and he was going from city to city to city, just never had a really home or anything. He was downsizing people. He went to talk to this one lady. And when he told her she was being downsized, she said, I should just go home and blow my head off. And he said something to the fact, well, you know, whatever, that's up to you. Whatever, she literally went home and committed suicide. And so it was a cry for help. So sometimes, like this lady stopped her and told her, you don't know what I was going through. You made the difference. I feel like I can go on. So sometimes you that light for that person, and just by saying something to lift somebody up, you've done a great service in life. Mm-hmm. So that's all I want to say. We're going to pull one more, and then we're going to call it for tonight. I'm going to pull one, and I'll read this out. It's okay.
Come on.
Since we had several.
Talk.
All right. I want to ask this question, but I'm going to save this question because I want a male audience when I ask that question. I want to make sure that I have my guy from another state that's supposed to become. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, do you have Beauty and the Beast syndrome? Are you looking for love through your eyes and not through your heart?
I feel like it gotta be both. Okay. You gotta look through your eyes, with your eyes first, and then with your heart. Because you gotta be attracted to somebody before you can even have the want to get to know them.
You're saying physically attracted? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask what I think is a weird question. What about people who are sightless? They fall in love. They have no sight. So how is it?
Well, I mean, in that situation would be different. All they have is the connection, the intellectual connection, and the conversation, and to love with their heart first.
Intellectual conversation and loving with the heart first. Did I just hear you say that?
But look, so you don't be walking around like this. You don't be walking like this.
Psychological blinders.
Right.
But there's a word called shallow if that's all you're going for. Now I've seen some of the pictures of some of the guys in that one site. I turned it off. For now, for 30 days. I need to concentrate. I need to focus.
I tagged you in it.
What do you think, Allie?
I guess for me, like, there has to be some kind of physical attraction. I mean, for me to give somebody my time or attention or talk to them, it ultimately comes down to whether or not they can intellectually stimulate me. Well, and I mean, and that aside, I mean, there's some people that I simply wouldn't date just because I'm not attracted whatsoever, and it's impossible to want to have a physical attraction with somebody or to have a physical relationship with somebody that you really don't want to look at. You know, like you're like, So that makes it hard. But I mean, there are physical attributes that I consider like not for me, but I would look past depending on the person, the content of their character.
And the reason why I called it Beauty and the Beast syndrome, do you remember Beauty and the Beast? You remember that Belle was trapped in the castle with the
Yeah.
beast, and all she saw was the beast. And what happened? Remember, they were dancing in the castle, and he was still the beast.
Mm-hmm.
He was still the same person that he was the entire time, but
Yeah.
something happened.
She loved with her heart.
Yep.
And it got to that point, but she had to and go through and see him every day and peel away layers of the gruff exterior that he was displaying. To me, it was like it was a smokescreen.
Mm-hmm.
So do we put up smoke screens sometimes?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's happened to me where it was a friend who I started to develop feelings for. I'm like, I'm not even attracted to this person.
Mm-hmm.
But just knowing them and how they act and, you know, how they were, I was just like,
Being around them,
yes.
they grew on you.
Yes. Like a fungus.
So what you
Wow.
that was a good
And other
description.
things that grow.
Okay, moss on a tree.
Right.
Yeah, that too.
Alrighty then. Well, I want to remind everybody that we are attempting to get to 1,000 subscribers. When we reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours, we are going to be drawing a prize. Right now, we have the Kobe Bryant jersey, as well as the Cam Newton jersey and hat, as well as the Javits purse. The items are now valued about $1,000. We will be adding something to it. We don't know what yet, but I know Dar has something in her arsenal of adult stuff that may be going in the basket. And so, again, we ask you to share V.O.I.C.E.S RandomISH, the page with your friends. Like us, subscribe, and share. Give us comments on ideas or topics that we can have for the show. And join us here this week, each week, you know, where we're going to provide you information that's going to engage, enlighten, inspire, and uplift you. And until next time, what's your frequency?